Hey, what's up? Thomas Tadlock here. I just finished my workout for day number 22. God, it was just a slamming workout. I went in, I did a little bit of legs, a lot of biceps, and some triceps, and then pretty much called it a day. But my goodness, my biceps have just really improved in endurance, and my triceps just dramatically improved in strength, as you'll see in the video footage. The exercises that I did a set of skull crushers at a weight that just I more than doubled the number of repetitions that I was able to max out on at I think it was not 60 pounds, 70 pounds. Well, I call it 70 pounds. I don't remember what the weight of the easy curl bar is, so I just put on I list the number of plates that I put on each side, but man, it felt so good. I had such an enormous pump going. I don't know if you can still tell or see on my arms what I still have going on, but it just felt amazing. And then I was doing these squats thinking, all right, what on my body doesn't feel completely annihilated? My chest barely functionally, I mean, I can't even do a press without my pecs like locking up. So chest was out of the question. I've got a little middle deltoid injury that I want to really baby, so I didn't do any shoulders today. I just did anterior deltoids, the front of my shoulders yesterday, so I had that covered. And I just did back as well recently. So I thought, all right, you know what, legs are good. So I'm going to make it a squat day. I think I'm going to do some great squats. Well, check it out. So I'm wearing these board shorts, as you're going to see in the video footage of the workout. And these board shorts, they don't stretch. So when I went down for my squats, well, actually I noticed this when I put on a higher weight, like 225 pounds, I could feel my board shorts like almost beginning to tear apart at the seams. And only because this has happened to me before, I've actually split my pants during squats. I didn't want to do that. So I just ended up doing some warm-up sets, and then one set of 9 repetitions. So I did one more than my previous maximum, one more rep than the last time I did 225-pound squats, and I just called it a day. And I'm going to hit those squats hard tomorrow, wearing appropriate attire. So I hope you can learn from my lesson. Don't wear non-stretchy pants if you're going to be doing any sort of squats or sitting down movements, because just sitting down will literally make the fabric pull really, really, really tight, and you could split your precious clothing in half. So I don't want that to happen to you. Let me give you a refresher on my nutrition and how that's going. So again, my nutrition is so easy. All I do is now the first thing that I do when I wake up, the first thing, I guess, it's not like I'm really anal about it. I get up, and as soon as I can remember, I'll probably go and just take a scoop of protein powder, vegan protein powder, and just shoot that down with water. Nothing else. That's it. Just going to do a little bit of protein powder. And then I usually wait until around noonish, so sometimes that's 2 or 3 hours that go by, and then it's time to have my big, huge smoothie, my first smoothie of the day, my first meal of the day, really, and I make a massive 70-ounce smoothie, and usually, my go-to smoothie is just get an entire bushel of red kale, just stuff that right in the Vitamix, then a whole bunch of bananas, like 2 or 3 bananas. If I've got room, I'll throw some tomatoes on top of that, then a scoop of protein powder, about 10 to 20 grams of creatine, throw that in there, fill it up with some almond milk, some water, ice cubes, blend that all up, and I'll have an entire half of a Vitamix. So Vitamix is about 70 ounces, so I'm drinking about 35 ounces of this smoothie. Now, I'm pretty darn full at that point, but usually what will happen is I'll try to stuff some more food in as well. So especially if my wife's got something cooking, and it doesn't even matter what it is. I don't care if she's making tofu scrambles, or if she's making pancakes, or if I just see a whole bunch of fruit laying around, I'll just eat whatever. I'll eat whatever until I'm just completely stuffed, and that's it. And that's a strategy that I came up with when I created a course called Master Your Metabolism, or Metabolic Mastery. And that is to use your machinery right here. And when I say machinery, I mean you've got sensors in your stomach that tell you when enough is enough. So what you want to do is you want to push that all the way up as high as you can. Don't worry about counting grams or counting amounts of food. Just literally eat to the point where you just can't eat anymore. And that's it, because you know you've reached your maximum. And then move on. And then what happens is another 2 hours later, I'll have the second half of the giant Vitamix full of smoothie. And then another 2 hours later, at this point 4 hours from my first meal, it's around 4 p.m. usually, I'll make another big smoothie, and then I'll pound some more food until I just can't eat anymore. And then I'll do the same thing for dinner, and then that's it. And then usually after my workout, I just time it so that usually about after my workout, it's been about 3 hours since I ate, and I've usually got about another half of a smoothie left, so I'll pound that as well, and then sit in front of the TV. Now check this out. This is my favorite thing to do. So after I'm all full and bloated from smoothie, I'll pound about 4 to 8 frozen bananas. I just sit there with a fork and a knife and just frozen bananas. Oh my God. Now they got to be really, really ripe, and they're just so darn good. They're so good. I could just eat those. And that's it. That's it. I mean, so sometimes my timing's off. I mean, I'll tell you, I'm not really trying to time. I'm just thinking in my head, all right, 2 to 3 hours would be ideal to have my meals spread apart. So I think about every 2 to 3 hours, all right, time to eat again, 2 to 3 hours, time to eat again. Sometimes 4 to 6 hours goes by, no big deal. What matters is that every time I do eat, it's extremely high in whole foods, and I just stuff myself with it until I can't eat anymore. And then as far as what happens if there's like chips and stuff laying around, dude, I'll go and I'll eat chips, but I'll only eat those chips after I've pounded all those whole foods, after I've got myself as full as I can on all those whole foods. So that's it. And look at what I've been able to accomplish. So what I want you to do is completely suspend. If you're going in your head right now, you've got this big argument going, well, wait a minute, you've got to have a certain amount of protein or a certain number of carbohydrates. What are all these different type of nutrients? Where are you getting your omega-3s and stuff? Don't think about that. Just listen to what I'm telling you that I'm actually doing in real life, what's actually doing, and look at the effect that it's having on my body in the time frame that I've been able to do it. I mean, this is the 22nd day. And if you go back to looking at my video for day 1, you can see the difference in my body between then and now, my upper body. I mean, it's completely night and day. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is really look at the things that I'm doing that just seem to completely contradict anything you've ever been taught or anything you've ever learned. And I'm going to challenge you to just play and experiment and try it yourself. if you're willing to, and if you can't, and just see what happens. And when I tell you to experiment with it, I mean commit to it 100%. If you get it to work, freaking awesome. And if you don't, hey, no big deal. But what I want you to do, and this is what's helped me for all the years, over a decade now, of being a complete geek fitness guy, and that is to always, always, always doubt every single thing you think you know. Even the things that you've been able to reproduce over and over again, don't focus on how you think it works. Just focus on what you do to make it work. You get it? Because if you do that, then it's all about just getting to the result that you want. And that's a leaner, healthier, more cut, more strong body that's healthy and that will prevent you from having diseases for the rest of your life. And that's what it's all about. All right? So before I end this segment, I want to also ask you, I want to know from you, what questions do you have for me? If you followed along with my transformation so far up to now, what questions that you have, I'd like to know that I can answer on a future video. If you could do that, just put it in the comments down below. That would be fantastic. I read all of them and I appreciate all of them so much. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I will catch you on the next video.